Today marks the end of an era. It is the final day of my no phone challenge, and I have to say, it's been quite the journey. We've had our ups and downs. There were times where I was on top of the world, and there were times where I was on top of my boyfriend, really taking out all of my pent up frustration on him through the physical act of love. But all good things must come to an end. That is, of course, unless you come first. And officially, starting tomorrow, that will be the end of my no phone challenge. But before that, I'd like to tell you a little story. Imagine this: it's 2 in the morning and you're in bed, scrolling through a never ending stream of shorts and reels. It's obviously way past your bedtime, but for some reason today, you just can't seem to fall asleep. You feel discontent in yourself, in the way you've been living your life, and in the way you've been spending your time. But the thing you are most unhappy about is the person you have become today. It's the fact that you are not everything you had hoped you would become back when growing up was still a thing. It's the fact that you did absolutely jack shit today. You don't know how you spent your time today, and you have no plans for tomorrow. It's the fact that you want to be successful, you are ambitious, but you don't know where to start, nor do you know what to do. From clubs to events and even relationships, at this point, everything seems like a blur to you. Ultimately, you're lost and a little disappointed in yourself. I mean, you've had tens of thousands of days on this earth to figure out the kind of person you want to be. Yet here you are, wasting away the most precious years of your life, trapped in the past, struggling with the present, and unable to imagine a future. Realizing that you're having an existential crisis and you probably aren't falling asleep anytime soon, you get out of bed, hop in your car, and go to your local 7-Eleven to get some hot Cheetos. And that's how my no phone challenge began. The first few days were great. I started reading old books. I picked up Harry Potter for like the 7th time. I started going on hikes, making YouTube videos even. But pretty soon, my thoughts started creeping up on me once again. What was the point of me spending my days frolicking in the forest and reading books next to lakes when kids my age were grinding internships? They were creating startups, becoming the best versions of themselves possible. And it's not like I didn't try, if I'm being honest. I did try. I applied to a lot of different places. But all I got in return was rejection after rejection after rejection. And soon I realized that my phone wasn't the cause of my issues. No, it was the symptom. I wasn't addicted to my phone because scrolling was just so fun. I was addicted because I felt like a loser. And that made me obsessed with watching people who portrayed themselves as winners. Another thing people have brought up to me is, okay, well, I get why you wanted to stop scrolling, but why did you also feel the need to cut off your relationships with people? I mean, that's obviously not something a good friend would do. And they're right, it's not. But the reason I did it is because whenever I would hang out with them, I felt like a loser amongst a group of winners. And of course, I do think much of it was exaggerated in my own head. At the same time, when I would see that they had a list of things that they prioritized in relationships they cared about, I would compare it to myself, to the lack of things that I enjoy, and to the people that have disappeared from my life. And that made me feel like shit. I'm very much also aware of the fact that everyone has times where they feel like they're falling behind. Even the most successful people. But even so, I still felt like oftentimes that I wasn't good enough. And so I chose to detach myself from them. However, as I near the end of the challenge, I realized that isolating yourself really is not the solution. There is no such thing as a lone wolf who is completely content and happy with his life. At least not as a human. And honestly, the truth is it does get kind of lonely sometimes. So I guess my point is that while I don't think you can base your life around friends and you can't find complete meaning and purpose in just the fact that you have friends, I do think that having friends around, no matter for how long, uh, can push you towards discovering what actually gives you meaning to your life, and to also prevent you from completely going off the rails. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, this goofy ass Asian kid went without his phone for a few days and came back even more cynical. And yeah, I know I've been bitching this whole time, but that's not exactly true. This really was a positive experience for me. I mean, yes, I'm still struggling, but I'm also now a better fighter. I'm also now better at testing new waters, like with this YouTube channel. Um, I've taken steps in the right direction. I've been spending more time with family, and I've been trying to become more fit. But at the same time, I will admit that there are also days where I fail miserably, where I let my flaws and insecurities get the best of me. So, as my no phone challenge draws to an end, I do believe I have come out a better person. Not because I have figured out what to do, but because I think I figured out what not to do. And most importantly, I can officially take a shit without the incessant urge to bring my phone.